So that we can cover the most notable members, firstly, you've got EBK J-Bo. Real name Jaymani Gorman, J-Bo reps EBK to the fullest with his neck tattooed with Southeast EBK.
Them shots got that in the house like he on quarantine.
So the minute you step in, people notice you?
Yeah, for sure. As soon as I come in, you know, I got Southeast EBK on my neck. And so as soon as I come in, yelling, oh, J-Bo, oh, what's up with blood? You feel me? What's up with blood? You feel me? I know niggas in there.
Currently, EBK J-Bo is one of the main rappers flying the flag for all of the West Coast, with recent bangers like Boogeyman getting tons of hype online. In the song, J-Bo raps about wanting all the smoke and popping up on his ops like the Boogeyman, where J-Bo seemingly admits to having a body and asks anyone who doesn't to calm down. He would collaborate with Southern and New York rappers like Lil Rai and BBG Stepper on the remix of Chris Brown's Gimme That. He currently has the most exposure for any rapper coming out of Stockton, but sadly, he's got a pattern of being constantly arrested and sent back to jail for violence and gun cases.
What'd you get locked up for that time around?
Another shooting, but it wasn't like
another shooting. I don't think we talked about a shooting yet.
Yeah, we didn't talk about the first one.
That's what I went down for this time. But
what was what was that first shooting that you got locked up for?
I was 15. That's a close case too. We was at school. It got weird. Suckers trying to jump sis. She got on. We was at school though. Feel me? So the principal see me. So he told on me. The principal told him.
Oh, the principal seen you get busy on it?
Yeah, the principal see me get busy though. But you know, really wasn't trying to hit nothing back then though. So they just chalked it as to just like
shooting into a dwelling,
discharging a firearm. That's what it pleaded to. And in juvenile hall, bro, that's like go to camp for that.
That's facts.
But I was
3-month program type.
But I was fighting hella though, so
you was getting refiled.
Exactly. I couldn't go to camp. You feel me? Kept catching extra days, so they just gave me like 720 days, and then end up doing like 2 years or like a year and some change.
So this before you dropping?
This is before this. Last time I just went to jail. This is when I just got out and dropped Step the Hardest. And
you was in jail right before that, yeah.
I was in juvenile hall.
Oh yeah, so you was in the hall. So you gaining some traction in school. You feel me?
Yeah.
So when you was in school, so what's that? 15?
Yep,
15. Then you go down.
A pattern apparently stemming all the way back from his adolescent years, where J-Bo was always the youngest and arguably most wild person in his crew. For example, there was a time where apparently J-Bo and his crew were pulled over for a regular traffic stop due to their front windows being too tinted. But it seems that the crew was stopped partway through a potential drill, as the police would find a number of automatic rifles and even some ghost guns. Guns with some or all of their parts made by 3D printing, produced privately, and completely untraceable. J-Bo's arrest record can be found online, and it is serious, with numerous charges such as possessing firearms whilst on probation and having extended magazines, and even the ominous-sounding street terrorism. In J-Bo's No Jumper interviews, he's fresh home from county jail in both of them, which are just about a year apart.
Bro, I'm happy to be alive.
That's right. Nah, for real.
Be home, be alive, bro. For sure, there ain't no reason to walk around this month.
That's right.
Southeast.
Yeah, how long you been home for?
What's today?
The 9th?
The 9th.
30 days today.
Last time we interviewed you, it was under the influence of the fact that you had just got out from doing some time, facing a charge, and now here we are, same thing. You were just locked up for a while.
Yeah, like 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah, 6 months.
What happened?
You know, a little misunderstanding. Got pulled over. They tried to say something about some guns, allegedly. I don't know, it's crazy.
So there weren't any guns, or there were?
That's what they said. I don't know nothing though.
And you're especially not supposed to be around that kind of thing because you're on a...
Yeah, nah. Ain't supposed to be around no guns, so they charged me couple gang enhancements, but I got bail.
I mean, you could get caught littering and there'd be a gang enhancement at this point, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
He even had to graduate high school from the juvenile hall.
You graduate?
Yeah, I graduated.
Really?
I graduated in juvenile hall.
You wore the cap and gown and all that?
Yep, I took a picture, but I didn't have no graduation or nothing.
You didn't walk down and do the ceremony?
He was in jail.
I was in jail.
Oh, all right, yeah.
Yeah, I was in jail, but I did it though.
J-Bo would constantly give details about his time spent inside jail, with him apparently dishing out countless fades.
So how was it? How was the
jail
this time around? Yeah.
Regular couple fades here and there, you know.
Same old.
Yeah, a couple fades, but I was chilling this time. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't really had to fade a lot of because I already had faded a lot of last time I was in there.
And you earned your respect that time around?
Something like that. Feel me? It's the same every time. You know, you're gonna go in there, you're gonna run some fades, and then eventually you're gonna get to like a pod or somewhere where it's cool programming in there, you feel me? Probably catch a few fades, but nothing too serious though. It's regular, you chilling in there.
How many fades you run this time?
I'm running like, I only ran like 4 this time, 4 or 5.
Okay, not too bad for 6 months.
Yeah, nah, not too bad. And I ran I ran on nails when I first had got in too, so.
And how does it start? Does people just start running their mouth, or?
I mean, it's like intake, you feel me? Everybody in the rooms and so, you know, the porter will come and tell you like who in there or something, or you would just get popped out and see it like, okay, we gonna get that in Southeast. You feel me? Be like, we gonna get that in the corner or get that in the cell, and then that be that. You feel me? They do their thing, you do your thing after that.
But always with the honesty, J-Bo would even break times that he had lost jail fights.
The they gonna say, lose fights. It is what it is. I ain't get knocked out, drop, I ain't get black eye, none of that.
And do you win all these fights, or sometimes you don't get your way?
I mean, you feel me? You gonna lose some, you gonna win some in the county. You know, I ain't gonna act like I just whoop every, but I don't lose a lot, Southeast. But you feel me? I don't win every fight though, nah. You feel me? But
that's real. Most sit on camera and say they 80-0.
Yeah, nah, I ain't gonna get on camera and act like I'm 80-0. You feel me? I made my match a couple times. I made my match a couple times though, but don't know though. I'm gonna hit it with something he gonna remember.
Like this time in the county jail, where he fought a giant brolic gangster called Seawalk from a rival hood 44G from the townhome neighborhood. J-Bo explained that he was on a recent case and released from the hole after hitting a police officer. And when he came back to the halls, he saw the massive Seawalk, and when they approached each other, Seawalk said, F Southeast, which caused the two to organize a fade, or fight. And this actually led to them fighting on 3 separate occasions.
Maybe I get there, they put me in red. You feel me? That's high risk because I caught the little case for hitting the police, so they had to put me in red. So I had to stay in the hole for like 5 months. So I got out the hole, boom. My first week, intake 1, on my mama, I get in there. I'm in there with Ray Cash, with my mama, that's my celly. I get in there, a big ass walk in there. I see the in the window. I'm like, oh, he big. See, he walk in. I'm like, bro, I know that's the town. Brother, like, yeah, that's woo-woo out. That's Seawalk. I'm like, all right, it's hood. Boom. We come out. Bro ain't say nothing to me. I ain't say nothing to him either. You feel me? The quacky there in hell, he on my mama, he ain't say nothing to me either.
He tried instant hit in his DM. He tried instant hit me in my DM.
Look, long story boring though. Breast staring at me, I'm staring at him, whatever the case may be. I push up on him, like, what's up? He like, yeah, I'm Seawalk, cuz townhomes. I'm like, J-Bo, Southeast, nigga, EBK. Like, the Southeast. Look, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, Southeast. I'm like, he turned on the hood. I'm like, yep, it's good. I need that. We get to the yard.
Man,
mind you, I didn't even know blood was that big. I'm so in the mode, like, you feel me?
Cap, no
on
cap.
On the hood.
All facts. Hey, all facts. I'm for sure can vouch for it.
Look, hold on. Look, I'm not even knowing the hella big. So we get to the yard or whatever the case may be, bro. We finna get down. Then he like, bro, it's high right now, so we gonna fade in the morning, bro. Or unless you wanna go to the hole. I'm like, bro, I ain't trying to go to the hole. We gonna fade in the morning. Whatever the case may be, we come out the next day. He pushed up on everybody. I ain't gonna lie to turn. He pushed up on me like, bro. He shake my hand. He like, where you from? Where you from? Where you from? All the show me where you from. I'm like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I'm on some soft, like I'm not trying to fade him. So I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. When the Mexicans done doing it on the yard, we gotta go get that out the way. I ain't gonna lie. He like, cuz we can get that out. He like, cuz we can get that out the way right now. I'm like, it's good. So we get on the yard. I ain't gonna lie. He with me. Whatever the case may be. Blood ain't drive me, knock me out, none of that. Set. I ain't feel slug. He with me though, on blood. He with me. Long story short, he shake my hand like, yep, on my mama, I respect you. We go to the room. He come to my door like, hey, I ain't gonna lie, cuz all your homies turned it down, but you turn. I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna speak on the homies, they not here, but I can only speak for myself. He like, yep, that's cool. He like, but you scratch my eye cuz you want to go again, and I keep it a band. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, bro, we can program. He like, nah, I ain't gonna lie, I need that. I'm like, it's good, I ain't turning shit down. So we get out there tomorrow, smoking, and bro waiting for me. He like, you feel me, like, what, you want to smoke first? And I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, I feel like blood trying to make it seem like I'm trying to postpone it or whatever. So I'm like, okay, we can get that out the way. He with me again, I ain't gonna lie. Blood with me again. Then after that, he like, let's go again. Sam Quacky, this, DGK, did this, that, that. We got down again. He with me again. He with me again. After that program, called the fade though.
In another interview, J-Bo is asked what was the first thing you did since coming home, to which J-Bo replies, I think I bent a block or two.
What was the first thing you did when you got out?
I think I bent a block or two.
Now this guy's got no fear about moving or talking hot or getting into trouble in the streets. Clearly J-Bo is a certified menace, but when looking into his early years, it maybe a deeper explanation for his behaviour. J-Bo was born and raised in southeast Stockton, right in 2100 Nightingale.
So you were born in Stockton?
Yeah, born and raised for sure.
What was your upbringing like?
Coming up in Stockton, it was cool. Like I said, it was Stockton boring, you feel me? It don't be a lot of going on. It's a lot of violence. But as far as the upbringing, we was cool, you know.
Nightingale's environment clearly had a massive impact on J-Bo, who later released songs such as I Am Nightingale, where J-Bo raps about being posted on the J because Nightingale Street is shaped like the letter J and rolling up his dead ops there. He even references how he popped an op before he ever made a song and calls Nightingale the home of the killers. Now, J-Bo originally lived with both of his parents. His mother worked at the juvenile hall, whilst his father Rari was a prominent figure in the neighborhood and was even a poppin' rapper from the area.
But as far as the upbringing, we was cool. You know, my mom used to work at the juvenile hall.
Okay.
You had both parents?
Yeah, for a minute, you know, my pops passed away. Rest in peace, Rory. I mean, that's why I said.
When you were what age?
I was 11, probably like 10, turning 11.
So y'all had a good relationship before?
Yeah,
then,
we was tight for sure.
Right.
Like, that was like my best friend for sure.
Damn.
Keep it lit in every song.
Man, rest in peace to
How'd
him
he
for
pass?
sure.
He got shot. My mom, he got popped like 2015.
But unlike many others from the blood-dominated Nightingale, Rari himself was a Crip.
Was y'all already Bloods before?
Yeah.
And then you threw it on.
Everybody was Bloods. It was just a couple Crips. My pop's a Crip though.
But sadly, in 2015, Rari would tragically lose his life to gunfire whilst allegedly protecting his son J-Bo, marking the first homicide in 2015 within Stockton. J-Bo was just 10 years old at the time and had been robbed by 2 teenagers in the local area. He reported back to his father, who went to confront the boys over the robbery. They then drew their guns, shooting Rari and killing him. At such a young age, J-Bo was made to witness the volatile and treacherous streets of Stockton, with his father being murdered by teenagers just over protecting his son. Rari was a positive role model in the neighborhood and has even released music about the social issues within the community, commemorating a friend who was unjustly killed by the police.
They broke his arm, then they shot him 7 times from the neck to the torso, and it was not right.
Heartbreakingly, just 2 days before his murder, Rari had received a letter confirming he had completed his 7-year parole. He was on a path to change his and his family's life, and had he still been around, J-Bo might have had a completely different life, perhaps staying on a straighter path. But within just 2 years after his father's murder, J-Bo would turn to the streets and begin participating in criminal activity.
When I got in the field, it was hectic for sure. For my little 7 years being like thugging, hectic.
And sadly, a pattern of violence seems to chase this family generation through generation, as Rari himself would suffer the loss of his father, but not to murder, this time to the justice system, as Rari's father was actually convicted after beating a woman to death with a baseball bat. Now, I'm not condoning that by any means, but what I am saying is that growing up with that going on in your life is going to change everything. Now, J-Bo has dedicated music to his own late father, releasing songs like Lil Rari when he was just 15, where J-Bo visits his father's grave, and more recently, Rari Forever on his latest project Sinner's Prayer, as well as an album with the same name in 2022.
When Pops passed, my mindset wasn't just like, oh, my Pop's gone, okay, I'm in the field. It just transitioned into that, I can't even tell you how it happened, bro, because it's just like I'm thugged out now, it's regular now. But I honestly don't know. I can't tell you, bro. It's just one day, I just remember, right now, I just remember one day it was innocent kid, and then next day, thugged out.
Following his father's death, J-Bo would begin getting booked at juvenile hall the very next year in 2016, making him just around age 12 or 13 at the time.
Nah, when about time I hopped in the field, you know me, because I'm not no fake, bro. I'm not gonna act like I just been in the field
right, whole life.
Yeah, bro. About time I hopped in the field, my mom had already retired because my pops. I'm 19 right now, so my pops died 2015. I wasn't in the field yet, bro. So I started going to juvenile hall probably 2016.
Right.
You feel me? Then mom's was already gone. So, but all the staff knew my mom though. You feel me? So,
Really?
So you had juice?
Yeah, I had juice a little bit, but they didn't know, just because y'all know my mama know me, y'all know me.
Right.
So they expected a lot more from me because they knew
Facts.
my mom. But I'm in there acting out, and they calling my mom like, man, what's up with your son? He beating people up, taking people food, and I'm just
thugging.
Yeah, I'm not knowing though that's kind of disrespectful to moms because she got a name.
Right, because she know them,
Yeah,
your
I'm
son
young
in
though,
here
so
acting
I'm just
up.
like, mama, this is what I'm doing, I'm thugging.
And J-Bo would explain he originally was stealing cars because he found it cool. He would find any car and drive it straight to cool to flex on the girls there. But eventually, this led to him getting caught up in a case.
You feel me?
What kind of were you getting into that had you going to juvenile hall that young?
I was when I first hopped in the field, I was into stealing cars, I ain't gonna lie.
You what is it, bipping?
Nah, I wasn't bipping.
You were a Kia boy?
We bipped. We got to that. But when I first started, I was really into taking cars. Like that just was hella cool to me. I don't know why. I'd be walking. My first case I caught, the case closed. I already got the time for it. I just seen a car. I hopped in that. Mama.
And just did your Dougie.
Got up out of there and went to school.
In the next few years, J-Bo would begin hanging with other EBK members, eventually seeing the collective being formed around 2016.
But as I start getting in the field, EBK first made EBK, like, 2016, 15 or something like that. I hopped in the field like 2016, so it's like, that's when I started going for sure. Feel me, on some cousin banging EBK.
EBK, or Everybody Killer, usually means that a certain set will beef every gang in their area, even if they're the same faction. For example, if you're a blood set that beefs other bloods, as well as the Rollin' 60 Crips, as well as the Hoovers in LA, we could call you EBK, Everybody Killer. Or in Chicago, some sets might be GD and have beef with other BDs and GDs, considering themselves to be Everybody Killers. Now, this definition has caused a lot of confusion online, but J-Bo cleared this up with Adam22, explaining that EBK is the actual name of their set.
You're not from the hood.
Yeah, because I'm yeah.
But you tell me if I'm wrong, but in some cities, if you're saying I'm EBK, that just means you beef with everybody.
Right,
Yeah,
now
but-
they made it a
But
clique,
we
a hood.
really was on some like we're really EBK, like this, we really pushing this.
And originally everyone was a member of the Bloods, but they ultimately changed to rep EBK.
Was y'all already Bloods before?
Yeah.
And then you threw it on.
Everybody
So
was Bloods. It was just a couple Crips.
Now, J-Bo allegedly had multiple cases stemming from his early years involving burglary, firearms, and even an attempted murder. However, due to his age and being a juvenile, there's no trace of this online. After being released from his first lengthy sentence, J-Bo created his first song with other EBK members titled Don Dada. He was just 15 at the time, but he was showing a lot of promise for a serious rap career. The song featured J-Bo rapping about loving gunpowder and being from Nightinghanistan, and he would also feature on the first EBK group song, the Sweet Lady remix, which was a remix to a classic track by LA legend 03 Greedo. And on the song, J-Bo mentioned getting active after some suckers killed his father. And the next notable member from EBK, who arguably had the most promise in music from the gang, is Young Slowby. Although he doesn't have EBK in his artist name, it's hard to say Slowby is not part of the collective, with some disputing it online, claiming that he's from another set. But Slowby is a long-time member of the musical group EBK, and even appeared on one of their first group songs, the EBK Anthem, where Slowby raps about putting ops in body bags and running the south of Stockton. Coming from the exact same neighborhood as J-Bo, Nightingale, Slowby is proud of his block, as seen from the large southeast tattoo that runs across his back. Slowby explained that the neighborhood always had a reputation that inspired the youngsters in the streets, that they made it something that the masses was aware of. Slowby then mentions how everybody who knows Nightingale can holler at him. When asked his age in an interview, Slowby took his chance to shout out his block, channeling his inner Chief Keef, claiming that he's 2100. Again, similar to J-Bo, Slowby grew up around music being in his family. His uncle was a local musician in San Diego, with his father also being a rapper, but both of them never really took off, with Slowby's father also being heavily involved in the streets, causing him to be raised by women. Slowby claims his father only taught him street, limiting the options for a young Slowby. But eventually, he found a way to display his creativity. Young Slowby had been releasing music since 2018 with his first single, Hunted Proof. However, it wasn't until his collaboration with Sacramento rapper Briss until he began getting serious motion across the West Coast. Slow and Briss released their banger, 2142, which amassed millions of views and streams for the duo, with the duo rapping about doing drills and hitting ops in the neck, and Briss repping his Fruit Ridge 42 blood connections and Slow B repping 21. This single gave great exposure to Stockton in general, as the city rarely had any shine and people outside were unaware of the rappers that were doing their thing there. More specifically, Young Slowby's original style was very unique, with some similarities to legendary South Central LA rapper Draco the Ruler, with him choosing to rap in a style that sounds almost as if he's kinda talking to the listener rather than rapping, with his lyrics usually following tales of him gangbanging and being an actual pimp. But becoming a collaborator with Briss gave Slowby some new problems, as in Sacramento, Briss was beefing with different sets and rappers, Uzi Marcus and Mozzie, who is now signed to Yo Gotti's CMG label, with Uzi Marcus being known for releasing extremely disrespectful songs, and his brother, who committed murders on Instagram Live. Slowby got involved in this beef when he caught a member of Mozzie's crew putting them on camera and making them say Mozzie K. But we'll get into that later. Young Slowby was very active in music, and throughout 2019 to 2022, he would drop multiple projects a year, flooding the streets with music, all of which included very high quality lyrics and production. From his mixtape series Slowby Bryant, and releases like 2100 Shell Cases and Borona, clearly Slowby didn't like using C's due to his blood heritage. In 2021, with the release of Slowby Bryant 3, his fame would skyrocket, with his pimping anthem I Love You ultimately going viral on TikTok, and the banger Unforgivable with Draco the Ruler being his most viewed song to this day, with arguably his best produced track from his frequent EBK collab, producer Puda21, who makes dreamy, lean-inspired beats which are always easy to identify with his iconic Beastie Boys tag Stick'em. In the song, Slowby reps 2100 and says that if you claim 21, you better apply pressure to their ops, who rep 5 and the Flyboys. Although he was certified in the streets, Slowby had a formula for success in music and was creating banger after banger, putting on for Stockton. Next up in the crew, you've got EBK Young Jock, who also is one of the top rappers from the crew, with an extensive music catalogue of his own. Young Jock's history within EBK is a little more shaky, as there have been some claims that Young Jock is from the Bay Area, which he alludes to himself in interviews.
What was it like growing up in Nightingale?
I mean,
I ain't really grow up out there like that, you feel me? But you feel me? I started being around there because my brothers and them, like the group we been around. So you feel me? I started being around there. You feel me? I like way grew up in Oakland. You feel me?
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Where
at? In the East.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
But he stands on the fact that he reps Stockton and not the Bay.
Now, Stockton, that's where you grew up at, right? When I hear about
the Bay Area,
go ahead. Okay, so you've been back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you claim mostly? Just
Stockton.
both?
Stockton, hell. Can't do that, hell no, just Stockton, hell.
But just like the other members, young Jock had his fair share of incidents in the streets, some almost costing his life. Jock would explain that he'd been shot 5 times.
Stockton really get busy.
It could get crazy, but like, I never speak on it. Like, I done been shot 5 times, you feel me? Like, on my mom, like, it can get wicked down there. Oh God, you can get up in that jam. It can get weird down there.
And just like J-Bo, Jock turned to the streets at the young age of around 12 or 13.
And at what age did you turn to the streets?
13 to 12, like 12 to 13.
And Jock's brothers with EBK member Hari B. Both brothers have caused a lot of tension and issues for the gang, with allegations of them not even coming from Stockton, and even worse, possible snitching, which we'll get into later. Other notable members are EBK Juvie Jew, EBK Osama, who is J-Bo's older cousin, EBK Mad Max, EBK Lil Play, who was allegedly involved in several murders for the crew. EBK J-Bo often shouts out Lil Play and allows him to speak from a jail phone in his Say Cheese interview.
What's up with the name, bro? Brother, talk your bro. Free play, Southeast.
On my mama, free Southeast, though. Feel me? They trying to label us as a gang. It's just strictly family, though.
On my mama, bro. I'll let you though, brother. Call me after this interview, though, brother.
Yeah, 9 years.
All right, brother, 2-1.
But anyway, now you know the people involved, let's take a closer look at the deadly war in Stockton.